Hi, 143 fam. I'm Antonia. Thank you for being here. If you would like to win a free reading in the month of March, I'm going to be choosing two winners like I do every month. Leave me a comment below your video. Let me know that you have subscribed, and I will announce winners at the very end of the month. Make sure that you pay attention to my comment back to you. That's how I'm going to announce winners at the end of March. I am also available in March for readings, healing sessions, and custom candles. I will have availability after March 5th. So if that's something that you would like to book with me, check out my website, urbansoulguru.com. I'll have that link in the description box below. Now let's jump in to your March 2019 horoscopes. Hi, Aries. Okay, we're going to start with your general overview for March 2019. I'm going to follow that with your love spread. I'll have timestamps down below for you guys. Aries 2019, March 2019. Aries, I'm picking up on really good timing in terms of relationships showing up in your life. Now, I feel like this pertains more so to work for you, but I'm also feeling really blessed, significant relationship energy. In the realm of love for Aries at this time too, okay? But let's see. Let's get a little more clarity. Aries, March 2019. Okay, career transitions. Feeling like for those of you who are transitioning from one career to another, this could be completely different. This could be a complete 180 for you, Aries. This could also just be transitioning jobs. There's a door that's about to open in divine timing for you, if it hasn't already, throughout the month of March that will be really blessed. But it's connected to relationships. It feels like the change that comes about in terms of work comes through a relationship that you have already developed. It could be a friend that you have in a similar field that's able to connect you with a new job opportunity. But yeah, there's a lot of significant change here for you. You may need to relocate for a new job. The timing is really beautiful. I know we are stepping into Mercury retrograde now, okay? So for those of you who have this newly inspired idea to move, you may want to hold off a few weeks, maybe wait until the beginning of April so that you are completely out of retrograde and no one's masking information. It'll be a lot easier for you to have clarity to make sure the decisions and the commitments that come up are truly of your highest good. But for those of you who've already been planning a move, or the relationship is already established and this transition in career or this life transition to a new location, if this is something you've already put some work into, it's really thought out for you, this is your result, and it's go time. Don't wait until April. Okay, look at this. So we had this beautiful change in this transition, particularly in career, but I think for some of you, you're going to have to relocate for the new opportunity. It's being clarified by joy. So if you wait until after the retrograde, because there's sort of this fear energy, I'm getting this fear energy around making decisions and changes during the retrograde, which I fully understand as a Gemini. I really do get it. But you're still being given the green light to move forward as long as this change, this move, these commitments, these are things that you've already talked through. These are, even if they haven't been wrapped up and fully committed to yet, you've done the legwork already. If there's a new idea, and I am seeing divinely inspired ideas coming through for you in the month of March, with creative projects, again, that could be sparking the career transition for you, Aries. If it comes up and it's new, pay attention because we are getting this beautiful, divinely inspired card. This is still blessed information, but maybe don't move forward in the month of March if something comes up and it's feeling very new for you, okay? You're going to need a little time to sort things out. There are pieces of the puzzle that you won't have in March, and it's okay. Try not to resist slowing down a little bit with the retrograde. But again, for those of you that are a little further along with the transitions and this has truly been thought out, These are contracts you've already read over. These are commitments that you've already verbally committed to. Maybe the physical contracts haven't been signed, but no new information is really being presented at this point. You're good. I mean, really good. There is a lot of joy, a lot of bliss. I'm hearing the word bliss for you, Aries. So in terms of career, in terms of money, things are looking up, but there is some change needed. So if you are just stepping in to this period where you're getting these divinely inspired ideas, creative ideas, and it doesn't have to be creative. It could be a new business idea. It could just be channeling for yourself that it really is time to move on, even if you love what you do, but the company you work for, there's just something about that dynamic that's not of your highest good. The city you live in isn't of your highest good, or it's okay, but you desire a different kind of experience. Horns, New York. Sorry, guys. That information will show up for you in the month of March. So make sure you're paying attention. But it is going to require you to see some changes through at this time. So don't be afraid of brainstorming. Don't be afraid of change during the Mercury retrograde, okay? I really think crowning your reading is the ocean. Some of you, look, we have this joy. Are you considering moving to the water? I know this comes up for you guys in a good amount of readings that I do for Aries, whether private readings or even in these videos. Water for you, Aries. I know you're not a water sign, but you may have water in your chart, and it's the energy of that and the necessity for that for you. It's big. It is major. For those of you who are working on creative projects here, okay, so we have this fluid creativity that you're trying to manifest, to launch new ideas, to get projects out. The water is going to help that. The water will inspire you. If you can't move somewhere by the water, it's a good time to travel, but you also may need to be doing some cleansing at this time. Mercury retrograde is a great opportunity to slow down, to be doing some cord cutting, to be doing some detoxes. I'm not getting physical detox so much for you, Aries, but I'm getting spiritual detox. So do your sea salt baths. Drink more water would maybe be the only detox that I'm getting in terms of a physical detox. But hand in hand, if you decide to do a physical detox, because that has come up for many other signs, go ahead and do it, but just make sure you are also committed to spiritually detoxing. So what does that mean? You're cord cutting. You're conscious of people in your environment. You're conscious of what your environment is. That's what I'm hearing for you. You are conscious of what your environment is. It doesn't mean that where you're at is bad. It just means that you're feeling a pull towards something different. And now you have the opportunity to make a big decision to change something in your life. And honestly, Aries, I'm feeling like this necessity to change a part of your life is something that you've been channeling for quite some time. I don't think this is new to you. I don't think it's news that something needs to change. It might just be that you've outgrown a small space and now you need something bigger. The change in direction card also comes up for those of you having children and with families, especially when a baby's on the way. So you may need to relocate because you need a physically bigger space, because you need a separate room for a baby. And it's really beautiful, blessed change. So wherever you're headed, this is what is going to manifest for you. But again, coming into your reading, I'm channeling that relationships and relations of perfect timing and divine timing are opening up doors for you that are really big, that are so helpful, that are going to help launch this change in direction. So if you're moving to a new home, maybe it's a realtor that helps you. Maybe a friend can recommend somebody in real estate that is just really on the up and up, can get you a great deal, but a great property, some unique finds. If it's career, I'm feeling for some of you, you have a friend, or it could just be a really beautifully developed relationship with somebody that you had met in your current career, but they can connect you to somebody else. It's just their relationships are so powerful. Don't underestimate how big that will be for you in March. Even if you are a little hesitant to commit to anybody, it's okay to slow down. It is okay to take your time. Don't rush anything. The only thing I feel like don't slow down too much with is if there's a project or a transition that was basically already done and committed to prior to the retrograde. Don't slow that momentum down now because you're afraid of committing during the retrograde. You've already done the legwork. You've had lawyers, yourself, people you trust looking over contracts. You know what you're getting yourself into, and your intuition is intact at this time. You'll be okay. But I am seeing, okay, center of your reading, we have this. So with these relationships that are really blessed, just make sure everything's balanced. So if somebody comes through to help you, make sure you're extending gratitude. Make sure that you're willing to extend a little help in some way that they need it, whether that be now or in the future. I really see somebody just coming through to help you just because they can and they want to, and it's really genuine and pure. They're not trying to get something from you down the road, but be open to that. I am also seeing a little bit of imbalance here because this is sitting at the center of your reading. Energy work is clarifying this. There's somebody or something in your environment that's draining you. That could be work. That could be why you want to see this career transition through to completion now. That may have been the jump off for it. Something's draining you, and honestly, what I'm getting is that something doesn't work. But that's a beautiful catalyst, the understanding and feeling that energy that something doesn't work, whatever that means for you. It could be a relationship, it could be a particular job, it could be a particular career, it could be a particular thought process that you're having, and perspective you've had in some capacity. It just doesn't work for you anymore. You've outgrown it. There's something bigger and better for you now. Now's the time. You may need to do some energy work. Again, this is an energy and spiritual detox that I'm getting mostly with the Ocean card for you here. That's going to go hand in hand with energy work. Get some energy work done. Try to do it early in the month just so anything that needs to be resolved can resolve. And then you can come full circle a little more quickly to this joy, to this bliss. Really aligning you with something divine. This change is really powerful for you, Aries. There's something changing your life right now, but you also have to understand that it may require something else to end. And I really, really am feeling like for the majority of you, you know what that is. You know what that situation is. You know what that environment is. You know what that thought processes. You may have been working on a creative project or a new business, but you couldn't really get it off the ground, and because I'm feeling a little resistance with something ending, okay? Not for all of you, but there's definitely a little bit of that resistance energy coming through right now. That could also be what's draining you because it's sort of this internal conflict of I've invested so much time and money into this one thing. How can I abandon this and start something new? But whatever you're caught up on, whatever you're holding on a little too tightly to right now, that's probably the thing that you need to walk away from. I don't think that that's particularly easy to do, but I do feel like once you come full circle with the acceptance of it, you're just going to move. You're just going to get it done. You're going to go and you're golden. But this is what you're heading toward. So this trustworthy guidance card where you're going to be channeling these creative ideas or just ideas in terms of moving forward with a new career, what that even means for you, or a new family environment, a new town, a new city. You're being asked to have confidence here. You may have resistance ending something and stepping into something new because your confidence has been shaken a little bit. Maybe you haven't stepped into something new in so long and you're not sure if you can handle it. But I'm telling you what I'm channeling for you, Aries, not only can you handle it, but there's a major success for you there. You are so golden. I have never met an unintelligent Aries. And I know I've said that in other videos, and I'm not just trying to, fluff things up for my Aries videos. You guys are truly highly intelligent creatures. Like, I absolutely love interactions and relationships that I have with Aries in my life because it's a different kind of intelligence that you come across with maybe an earth sign. It's just a little different, but it's so inspiring. Fire signs in general. But it's like, I think just as a Gemini connecting to Aries, it's just a really good dynamic for me, but and vice versa. But you guys, if you're struggling a little bit with confidence here, and that is coming through, Go inward. Take that leap of faith anyway. If anybody can handle this change, it is you. And not only can you see the pseudo completion with success, but it will be your highest and biggest success. So there really isn't anything to be afraid of. The only thing that I would ask you to consider, if these ideas are new, and these thoughts of this change are new and they come up in March, don't rush them. To completion before the end of the month. Wait until, brainstorm, do some work, look into, if you're looking for a new home, get out there and start seeing some new homes. Just don't necessarily commit to anything if a new thought, if a new idea comes through for you, even if it's a new job. I think that you're savvy enough to keep that window of opportunity open a few extra weeks. I would say if you can wait until the beginning of April. But I will also tell you this, okay? I recognize the anxiety that comes up for people with Mercury retrogrades, and I'm feeling that a little bit with you right now, which is why I feel like I keep circling back to this. Some of my biggest successes and opportunities in my life have come through during Mercury retrogrades. I am not somebody who was born during a retrograde. I am a Gemini. Mercury retrogrades are, on paper supposed to torture me. And sometimes they're incredibly difficult to deal with, but there are so many blessings. You can move forward. Just do it at a slower pace, okay? If you know that you can look through a bunch of paperwork and process a contract, and you can do all of that within a couple of days, spend a few weeks on it, okay? Even if that's not your norm, it'll benefit you. You don't have to wait months to see this change through. I'm really getting, for so many of you, the change will occur in March during the retrograde. And you know what, Aries? It's super blessed. Don't go in to March with that fear and that anxiety, because it will start to manifest other difficulties for you. See this as a blessing. See it as a blessed month. Love the retrograde. Appreciate some of the ways that you have to slow down. If anybody can handle looking over things a few extra times, you can do it. You have the energy, the intelligence. You'll prioritize that. You're good. I am not worried about Aries at all right now. This energy is beautiful. Just make sure that you are also making time. You may be distracted with the changes. I get that. And it's so important for you. But also make sure you're taking the time to cleanse. That will ensure higher level success for you, because you'll be detaching from negative people, energy cords, and I don't even think it's that intense of a cleanse that you need. If you live by the water, just go for a swim in the ocean or something. If you have a bath at home, soak in a few sea salt baths 3 days in a row, and then you're golden. Okay, there's nothing really crazy coming through. You're going to ground yourself. Bottom of the deck, I really just think it's a little bit of anxiety, maybe with the retrograde, but also just the changes. These are really big changes. And you know what, Aries? It is okay to have anxiety over this. Take that energy and channel it into something active, okay? Go to the gym, go for a run, go for a walk, whatever you can do, but also be outside. Ground that energy the best you can. You're in really good hands. You have really blessed energy showing up for you in March. I think that you will appreciate stepping into April after the retrograde. The momentum's going to speed up again, and you'll like that, but also make some peace with slowing down a little bit this month. I know you don't like to slow down, but it's going to give you some time, even just some rest, the ability to do your cleanses, get some energy work done here, okay? And you'll be happy that you made the time to do that. Okay, Aries, I want to jump into love for you, because I do feel like this overlap with some of the changes and these blessed relationships that may open some doors for you. There's a connection between that and your love life as well. I'm feeling soulmates coming through, like really big, significant soulmates. Has this person already arrived? For those of you that were single in February, are you still single coming into March? You might not be. By the end of March, you may be in a committed relationship, or at least considering a committed relationship, especially if somebody new shows up. You might want to wait until April to make sure you're getting, like, the truth of the whole situation. People are showing you their true colors. Aries in love, March 2019. I hope you feel how good this energy is. I hope you can feel that. You guys are very blessed right now. This is a beautiful month for you. I mean, come on, I'm telling you, friends are going to open doors, relationships, you have significant relationships, relationships that you have nurtured that will open doors for you. And again, I felt that overlap and it is showing up in your love reading too, okay? So for some of you, your friends may be connecting you with a partner, a really significant high-level soulmate. Be open to that. It does not mean that you have to rush anything. Wow. But it's coming through quick and it's coming through soon. Enjoy it though. I think that's another great aspect of the Mercury retrograde. If you understand that maybe jumping into commitments too soon, you may kind of have to backtrack in the months ahead if you do that. But once you know that, it's like it almost kind of forces you to take your time with somebody. And I think that that's always the way to go. Even when relationships show up, I mean, you have commitments showing up here. I wouldn't suggest rushing anything, but I really see, I mean, for some of you, the relationship already showed up in the month of February or the last few months. Very soon, you have a really legitimate commitment being offered to you. And you know what? It feels very blessed. Now, for some of you, okay, a couple of things I just channeled with this new card, but we'll get to that. For some of you, you are actually getting married very soon. It's a major commitment. And you know what? Did friends connect you? Did they? Did they play a role? Your friends are also going to help you with the commitments. So you have friends that are instrumental in planning the wedding, that are just so positive. They're helping keep you grounded. That could be some of the anxiety that was coming up in the first spread, because now you have this huge change in direction. Are you starting a family with somebody new? Are you getting married? I mean, these are major commitments. Of course, that's going to provoke a little anxiety, but you have like really solid friends around you, okay, that you can really lean on, that you can really trust. I'm also hearing family relationships, but people who feel like friends. So maybe a sibling who's also like a best friend is just, they're just so positive for you right now. But okay, let your friends help you is being clarified by separation. Aries, we talked about this last month too. Some endings needed to occur for you to manifest something bigger and better in your life, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that what you had was bad. It doesn't mean that anything was like overly toxic for you. It's just that you outgrew some things. You outgrew some work environments, some old ideas, things that worked for you in the past just don't work for you anymore. This is true in relationships. I think if you separate, you have already separated. I don't feel like that energy is new for you. Your friends are going to help you through the breakups. And again, that may be what is inspiring your friends to play a little matchmaker in your life, because they know that you're single again. They know that you've struggled a little bit with the separation, but they also know that you're ready and vibing high enough to connect to somebody very soon, which is sitting at the center of your reading, that will eventually bring full circle a beautiful commitment and a beautiful relationship that is in alignment with where you're at in your life, that will be more fulfilling. So for those of you who are going through breakups and that's kind of fresh, you have potentially by the end of March. So if you're going into March and you're newly single, I think you'll have options. I don't know if the commitment will come through for you before the end of March, but you'll be close to something big, a breakthrough there. Again, as long as you're open, though, you have to stay open. And if you're not ready to be open, then just use this month to heal. Okay, yeah, we're releasing exes here. Following separation, sitting at the center of your reading is very soon clarified by release your ex, okay? So very soon, sitting at the center, release your ex is the clarifier here, following separation. There are definite separations here. You have exes that have maybe already tried to come back. It's time to let all that go. I believe for many of you, the energy cleansing that was coming through strong in the first spread has to do with this ex energy, and it may not even be releasing the energy of an old person. Or it may not be releasing that. They may have moved on, but it is about releasing the energy of the old person. It's energy cords. It's the experience you had that is creating some sort of fear in terms of you moving forward and being open and vulnerable with somebody new. It's time to let it go. So if you are newly single and you separated and you're still kind of grieving and you're working through things, that's the focus this month, so that when you get into April, this higher level commitment can come through. So when your friends want to hook you up with somebody, you're actually ready. You're emotionally and mentally healed enough, spiritually healed enough to move forward with your life, okay? If you still have attachments to the ex, it is going to interfere with some of this higher level love and commitment coming through. But it is there for you, okay? So be conscious of that. That might inspire you to maybe get some energy work done, to be doing some healing on a personal level, to prioritize self-love this month, knowing that there is bigger and better love for you already. The energy is already showing up, even before you might be ready to allow it all the way in. For those of you who are married, and there may have been a separation, it's time to get back together. So if you've separated from a partner where you are truly married, or it's a relationship with a long commitment and a serious commitment like a marriage, I am seeing that some of you have had some separations, physical separations. It could even just be an emotional separation where you're existing in a house together, but you're not really communicating or spending time anymore. It's time to end that. And you know what? For those of you who've taken some conscious separation and you really worked on things, you're getting back together and you will have success. It won't be the same experience all over again. So this is really beautiful energy for those of you already in committed relationships who are having a little bit of a hard time with a partner. The message for you, if that's the case, isn't about releasing an ex, because there probably isn't an ex in the picture unless somebody from way back is showing up, which is possible. I don't think you'll entertain that if that's the case. But what this is really speaking to is letting go of the old experience you had with your current partner that made you want to separate or cause a separation to begin with. It's time for forgiveness. It's time to let it go. And it's time to move forward together. Come back together this month. Mercury retrograde will actually bless that union. You're coming back together with somebody that you love. And I'm telling you, this person, for so many of you, even if you're single, you haven't called this person in, or if you are in a commitment that you've been in for many years, I'm really feeling a high level significant soulmate for you. That's why you're being asked to continue to work on it and to let go of some things. It will also require your partner, though, require them to let go of the past too. So if they're the one who asked for the separation because something came up for you guys, I'm just so happy the card that popped, because it's going to tie all this together. But it's going to require your partner to do the same. Forgiveness and truly letting go, not like the pretend let go and then in 3 months you hold something over somebody's head again. You would really have to let it go. But what did I say? Significant relationships, high-level soulmates that are meant to stay. Crowning your reading. Okay, so we're done. This is like the only message that you need to hear at this point. Aries, everything is so blessed. If you're single, it's time to flirt. You're really calling in very soon. Very soon. Whoever this is, this beautiful soulmate who wants to have this beautiful commitment with you, who will work on things when it gets difficult. I am seeing we have flirt and then forgiving and learning, bottom of the deck. So you have some karmic issues that have come up. And again, that may be what's caused the separation, whether it's a true separation where, you know, someone moved out, you've actually spent weeks or months apart, or if it was more of an emotional separation where you're just kind of avoiding each other, you kept it superficial, you weren't addressing issues. It's time to end that. This person still loves you and you still love them. If this is truly what you still want, and I feel like it is, Aries, I feel like your partner really wants this to work with you too. So that's mutual, which is really beautiful. Get through whatever you need to get through, but come to a conclusion that you can both live with by the end of this month. Get it done and move forward and enjoy your love. Probably a new phase of love if you're coming back together after a separation, but it'll be a new phase of love for those of you that are single or you're just starting to entertain some new relationships. This is a beautiful phase that you're stepping into. And remember, we had that joy energy that comes through so powerfully in the first spread. It's all tied into this. This overlaps. These are not two completely separate readings. This is all intertwined for you, Aries, and it is a blessed month, and I hope that you enjoy this to the max. If you need a little healing, get a little healing done. Self-healing, I'm happy to help you guys. I do healing work and have for many, many years. Reach out if that's the case, but just make sure you're doing what you can on your end so that you can receive all this. Also, if you're trying to come back together with somebody, you want to make sure your energy's right, their energy is right. You may want to take a trip to the water together if you can. You may decide to relocate with the new partner, or not with the new partner, with the current partner, because you guys just want a fresh start somewhere. Whatever you decide, it's blessed. Don't be afraid of this retrograde. I actually see it working in your favor quite well, especially for those of you who are trying to come back together with a partner that you've had some separation from. Really, really blessed outcome for you guys. I'm seeing a lot of love there. Those kinds of situations, there's a lot of love from both parties. That's why the resolution is possible, and that's why it's a happy one and you can move forward. Aries, I hope that you found this helpful. I'm so grateful for your support here on the channel as I build this. You guys have been truly just wonderful. I love your messages. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I will be back on March 15th for your mid-month love reading. If you'd like some clarity in the meantime, reach out to me. I am available after March 5th for personal readings and healing sessions. Also personal hand-carved candles that I make that are also really beautiful and powerful. It goes hand in hand with the energy work that I do. Reach out to me, see what I offer on my website, urbansoulguru.com. In the meantime, I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, so much gratitude. I'll see you back here soon.